Two breaking news stories in California. Donald Trump brings in the big guns to expose and prosecute politicians for fraud in California, appointing Vice President JD Vance to oversee the effort. Plus, Karen Bass caught doctoring and altering an official report on the Palisades fire. Now, a new candidate, an old candidate, is emerging to challenge her for LA mayor. Could she also face prosecution? All that and more coming up. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California and a California state legislator, and we have two big bombshell stories, and I'm going to combine them into one show today. We are going to get in a moment to the task force that President Trump has created. He's about to sign an executive order targeting exclusively the state of California for massive waste, fraud, and abuse. And he's bringing in the big gun, the vice president. This is going to be huge. This is not just a flash in the pan. It's not just for some headlines. This is big and serious. And yours truly will be front and center to make sure that this task force uncovers it all and make sure that we get some accountability. We're going to get to the Karen Bass big development in just a moment. But first, we are on a mission this cycle, midterm 2026, to break the Democrat supermajority in the state of California by flipping 7 seats in the state legislature. And we can do it. We've got a list of 26 seats that we're targeting. We just need 7. And more importantly, we are going to pass the California Voter ID Initiative in this election. We got the 1 million signatures, got it on the ballot. Now we need your help to pass it. So go to the website. Don't stay on the couch. Get in the streets. Be part of the fight. Go to the website, reformcalifornia.org, reformcalifornia.org. That is ground zero in our fight to take back our state. Do 3 things. Number 1, check out the news stories and various campaigns that we have up there and share them with your friends. Number 2, get tethered into this movement. We will let you know what's going on in your area, and we will send you the voter guide. We'll let you know which candidates are good, which candidates are bad, and where the ballot measures hide the tax increases. But if you're not signed up, you're not going to know. So go to the bottom of that website, reformcalifornia.org, and put in your first name, last name, email, phone and zip code. You'll be tethered into our growing movement. And finally, can't do this alone. Chip in a contribution of any amount. I like to joke, put gas in our tank. Buy a Gavin Newsom priced gallon of gas, $5.62. Just put $5 in our tank and we will be able to power this movement. All right, let's get on with the news. Karen Bass. Now we've covered the Pacific Palisades fires and the gross negligence, the criminal negligence on the part of state and local government officials is overwhelming. It is just clear. Let's go through the litany, shall we? When the Santa Ana winds dusted up, they kept the power on at LA Department of Water and Power, which is run by the government. So that's Karen Bass and local officials failing. Then they didn't have any water in the reservoir. Once again, Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom, because it's a joint responsibility to have water in that reservoir for fires. Number 3, they contributed to the fire risk by not allowing residents to clear defensive space and not allowing and not directing government agencies to clear defensive space, to thin the brush. California Air Resources Board bans controlled burns in the state of California because it would emit carbon into the atmosphere. What do you think a catastrophic fire does, honey? So no brush management in the state. But now we're finding the state of California, Newsom's administration was on site with the fire officials when embers were smoldering in the fire. It could have been put out easily days before the big fire kicked up with the winds, but Newsom's administration ordered, let it burn, quote unquote, let it burn, according to official documents. And now we're finding out more about the negligent staffing and management at the LA Fire Department. We already knew that they had DEI and woke programs as their focus, not training firefighters, not responding to 911 calls, but pick out your personal pronouns. Now we find proof positive. You might have heard, and we've covered it before on this show, about the after action report that the fire department had to put together, looking at, are there ways that we could have done better? They put out a sanitized version back in the fall. And everyone said, this is BS. And then whistleblowers came forward and said, yeah, it is BS because the real report was redacted. It was altered. It was edited. All the bad stuff, all the bad findings taken out. Well, now the LA Times, through an investigation, I got to credit them. At least they did one thing right this past decade. They spoke to the whistleblowers and they got proof, the actual original report, showing that Karen Bass directly, not her underlings, but she directly altered the fire report. And it said that she secretly did it. She says, quote, this is a quote here, Bass, after seeing an early draft of the after-action report, wanted key findings of the LA Fire Department's shortcomings scrubbed or watered down, even warning then Fire Chief Ronnie Villanueva the unedited conclusions could expose the city to legal liability. You're damn right. When you are grossly negligent, your ass should be sued, and you owe money to the victims. Oh, by the way, there is a class action lawsuit underway right now, and that's just on the financial damages. There's now also just filed last month a wrongful death lawsuit against both the city of LA and, of course, the state of California. So they have both liability for the financial losses, but also the loss of life, and rightfully so. Bass goes on, or they go on at the LA Times to say Bass was warned that the self-serving tweaks with the report was a, quote, bad idea, you think? That could torpedo her political career. But she went forward with lying to the public. Now it's all out in the open. And she's running for mayor for re-election. She just kicked off her re-election campaign a few days ago. She's got a couple no-names running against her. Spencer Pratt perhaps being the most visible one, and probably the one that we'll end up backing, because he's been a longtime critic of what happened in the Palisades and brought a lot of light and attention to that issue. But Rick Caruso, the billionaire who took a pass on running for mayor, then took a pass on running for governor, well, suddenly he comes back. I do not like this guy, okay? He is not authentic. He is a sellout. There's no core principle. This guy is just ambitious. Still better than Karen Bass, okay? I'll give you that, all right? But here's a clip. A reporter caught up to him and asked, hey, what do you think about this report? Are you reconsidering running for mayor now that Karen Bass has been exposed as a liar and a crook?
Does this make you regret your decision of not running for office?
It makes me very concerned about the future of LA. I'll put it that way.
You think? Oh, wait, so you weren't concerned about the future of LA beforehand? Are you blind and deaf and dumb, man? You should have been absolutely saying, yeah, I'm concerned about the future of LA. But she lies. She's a crook. She cooked the books. What do you think? Oh, well, now after seeing that, my goodness, this is brand new news. Boy, I'm really now concerned. Now I'm concerned. Not the sort of strong leadership that I think we need to back.
I'll put it that way. So it's weighing heavily on me. Yes.
That could be open to interpretation.
It's weighing heavily on me. Okay, so the crime wave, the grime wave with homelessness not weighing heavily on him, the job losses, the high cost of living, all the evidence already that they screwed up these fires. Now this report, she cooked the books, what was clearly in plain sight, all of the culpability of her administration. You don't need a special report to know what she did wrong. The report was just sort of like the icing on the cake. Now it's weighing heavily on you, not all the other facts. Again, so he's a billionaire. So what? That is the only thing he's bringing to the table is a bunch of money. He's not bringing solid leadership. He doesn't bring core principles. For anyone who thinks, oh, thank goodness, now that Karen Bass has been unmasked as a crook, brand new news headline, she's a crook. Now that I know that she's a crook, I'm so glad that this billionaire with no courage and no tenacity and no principles, I'm glad that he's stepping forward.
Yes.
That could be open to interpretation.
I'll leave it to others to interpret, but it's weighing heavily on me because
That's what a leader does. I'll leave it to others to interpret because I can't really understand what I'd like to convey myself.
I love this city.
So just a point blank, are you reconsidering your decision?
I'm certainly thinking about it. I still have to get through the.
Oh, well, golly, we're just all going to be, holding our breath while we wait for your decision. That's right. Really hope. Hey, honey, has Caruso announced he's running for mayor yet? Oh, okay. I'll just be right over here in the corner, just waiting for that. You egotistical SOB. Again, I'm done with this guy. Anyone who thinks, oh, this is great, he's going to run. Would you just back real leadership? Not this mamsy-pamsy opportunist.
Through the concerns I have of a campaign and the family and whatnot. But we're going to gather tonight, we're going to have a conversation, and we're going to talk about it.
Was it this article today that really kind of made you reconsider?
Yeah.
Yep, it was this article. That's right. We didn't realize she was a fraud and a liar and inept and extremist. No, but it took the LA Times finally doing a little bit of journalism for me to come out and say, oh boy, we got a bad mayor. Maybe I should step forward. Pass, hard pass. Again, I know a lot of Republicans and of course the moneyed business interest. Oh, if Rick Caruso runs it, wouldn't it be so great? Don't go with a cheap imitation knockoff. Go with the real thing. Again, that's why we're leaning towards Spencer Pratt. I'd rather have someone who's authentic and real than this nonsense. Let's get on to the big news from Washington. President Donald Trump is going to appoint a task force headed by the vice president. And then this is huge. It's not just a cabinet secretary. It's not just like a local prosecutor. This is a task force with the number 2, the vice president, who, by the way, is running for president. And people will critique, did you do a good job? The task force will look at fraud in California. And let me tell you, there's a lot of it. It's a target-rich environment. I'm absolutely sure that this task force is going to be quite busy. And we're going to be working with the task force, my office in the state assembly. We've been doging California for a long time. We know where the bodies are buried. We know where we need to kick the tires even more with federal subpoenas. Now that this task force has been set up, and it will have DOJ representation and some really impressive names, former FTC, the guy that is running the FTC currently, the Consumer Fraud Agency for the federal government. We are going to see real resources brought to bear. And again, because JD Vance is running for president, he's not going to want to drop the ball on this. So I actually believe that this is going to be the most legitimate, sustained foray, investigation, examination into California's misdeeds that we've seen by the feds, probably in the history. And we already have some good local prosecutors like Bill Asaley in Los Angeles doing great work. All this is now going to tie together with JD Vance having this commission. And of course, there will also be an executive order directing other federal agencies to work in partnership with the task force. I will continue to bring you updates as that work is done. We're already in discussions with a variety of federal agencies for several months about the findings that we've been uncovering. And there's much more for us to announce closer to the election, likely. That's right. Always keep your surprises close to the election so voters have it on the top of their mind when they're going into that ballot box. We need your help, though, to do all this work, to bring you the news without the liberal spin. Please chip in a contribution at reformcalifornia.org. And of course, 84% of you are not subscribed to this channel. Click subscribe and click the like button on this video to help us spread the word. Until next time, I'm Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California and a California State Legislator. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. But before you click away, please subscribe to this channel and click that notification button so you get updated when we post new episodes. Plus, like this video and share it with your friends so that we can help spread our message across the state.